Hi everybody, and welcome back for the third video of the day. This is the day 4 video for the Extraordinary by Design quest, and today's lesson was about our love relationships and how much they actually correlate to our overall success. And I personally know from personal experience how important that really is. Having been on both ends of that spectrum, I have achieved more personal growth in the last 3 years than I have in the previous 34. So I think you can really see that correlation in your own life too if you're in that place. And if you are not, the key to getting to that place is achieving wholeness in yourself. Because until you do that, nobody else is going to be able to come into your life and sustain that with you. The thing that most people don't realize, and they get into relationships because they think that the other person is going to complete them. But that's really not it. It's about two whole people creating a life in co-creation in equal measure for the benefit of all. It's not one person getting something from the other person so that they feel valuable. It's about both of you feeling your value and then giving that back to society. And we all have a plan that we make before we come here to do that. It's called our soul contract. And you can look more up on that on yourself. But we all have one. And people come and go in our lives fulfilling those contracts that we made earlier on. So as much as it hurts to sometimes have to let go of relationships, the easier we can make that for ourselves, the better. And sometimes when we let things go, they come back to us. Everything happens in divine timing. So if you're in that place right now where you're sad and lonely and looking for that other someone, realize that when you're projecting sad and lonely, that's all that you're going to attract as well. So try to just work on yourself for right now and what makes you happy. And by doing the things that make you happy, you may run into that person who has the same goals in life that you do. And sometimes they've been under our nose the whole time and we didn't know. Life is funny that way. So the first lesson today is kind of a no-brainer. As far as our relationships goes, trust is key. If you cannot trust your partner, you shouldn't be in a relationship with them, because that's not a relationship. That's a codependent trap. And you're only with that person because you don't want to be alone and face yourself. That's not fair to the other person or to you. So please don't fall into that trap. There's also the staying in it for the kids. Also a trap. Don't do that either. And I know that is going to push some buttons for people, but it is what it is. Because ultimately, this is about shifting from stagnation into growth. And if you're not willing to work to admit that your relationship isn't working and fix that, then you're just going to stay in a life that you hate. And you have no one else to blame for that but yourself. Which is the second key. Accepting the blame when it's yours. And fessing up and saying, I'm sorry. Key to every successful relationship is apologizing when you're wrong. Not apologizing when you're not wrong. Because ultimately, you cannot create a sustainable environment if you are not being truthful. And by setting your needs aside in order to make another person happy, you're working at the detriment of you both. Also, not a relationship, at least not a healthy one. Delegation is key too. We all have things that we're good at. And making a fish feel bad because it can't breathe air is kind of stupid. So making your partner feel bad because they suck at something and you're great at it defeats the purpose of creating a team. You are with that person to create a balance. They have talents, you have talents, and together they create a formidable team. An unbreakable wall, so to speak, I guess, against the rest of the world. There's always going to be those people who try to piss on your party just because you're happy. Those aren't your friends. Kick them to the curb. Because relationships are about choosing every day. And some days it's harder than others. But every day it will be worth it. As long as you're doing it for the right reasons. Sometimes that means sucking it up and taking one for the team if your partner's not able. And remember, the grass is not greener on the other side. The grass is greener where you water it. If you're seeing grass that is greener on the other side, it's because somebody's been shitting on it. That's not something that you want to get into either. So those of you who have sharks hanging around, I guess, that smell blood in the water because your relationships are having problems right now, those are not people you should be around either. Because anybody who is trying to step in the middle of your relationship and create drama where there shouldn't be is not healthy for you. So also keep that in mind. And ultimately, nobody else can fulfill you but you. And by doing the things that make you happy, you're taking the pressure off the other person to make you happy. Because when you walk around like a mopey zoo lion all the time, it makes your partner feel like they have to fix it. But we're not here to fix each other. We're here to help each other level up. So make sure you're helping your partner level up and not dragging them back down. Because your love relationship is going to be the basis upon everything else in your life. And it's so underestimated. Having somebody there who you know always has your back is worth its weight in everything. It's priceless. There's no comparison. So making sure that you're making that your number one priority right below your own personal growth and development, or right beside, is really the key to changing your outlook on life and as far as your abundance goes. So if you want to call in more awesome things, be grateful for the awesome things that you already have. Because if you're not thankful for what you already have, the universe doesn't know what to give you more of. And if you're just being a mopey zoo lion about the things that you have, then they're just going to think that you want more things to be a mopey zoo lion about. So be happy. Be you. And don't feel like you have to be somebody else to keep your relationship afloat. Because if they don't accept you for who you are, it's not the right one. And you should just let it go. Remember, I love all of you, and I'll see you tomorrow for day 5. Don't forget to comment below and subscribe on the YouTube channel so that you can stay up to date, and it's way easier to find all the videos. I love you.